Hey, how's it going? Let's get into today's daily, which as you can see is Tents and Trees. It is October 20th, and let's get our free coins and let's jump into this thing without any further ado. We're going to start here today. We usually start one down lower, but I'm just going to jump into this one. We don't do these very often, so we're just going to hit those, and then of course the dog has to go crazy the second I turn on the microphone. It wouldn't be a recording without that happening. So let's just jump into all these things. We got a lot of easy stuff here we can go through. Let's put those guys down. You have to be here, you have to be here. Let's get all that stuff over. One of those, but this one has to be in, so that puts you here and you and you. Good. All right, what's next? Let's check out our 5. Yes, we can just do those, so let's do that. This one is done, so is this one, so let's click on those. This helps us not have to do a ton of clicking ourselves. You have to be in, so do you. It's going to force... Hold on. Okay, that was the... Okay. I thought I was right. I had to go back and check. That was a corner. That's why I got rid of it. Let's get through these guys. All of this stuff can go. We can hit these guys, and put you down, and then the 3 is actually just done, so let's hit that guy. That's going to put a chain reaction through this whole thing, so let's do that. Wait, something went wrong there. Hold on. You have to go here, so you have to go here, so you have to go here. So you have to be here, you have to be here. Yep, I've messed something up already. Good start. Because I'm done here, I can't go any further. Yep, okay, we're going back. I must have misclicked somewhere. Always a fun start to that. Let's see where I might have made a mistake. We'll go back to about where we started clicking off on the ones. I'll go back to this guy. All right, let's just make sure everything is set right now. You're there, you're there, you're there. Everything is completely open. There's nothing you can't be because of the 0. Okay, now let's go back through it again and try to not screw it up. Corner, corner. You are just done. You are just done. I think I already see that we had some weird thing going on there. I must have accidentally misclicked something. So there we go. Right away. Always wonderful. Let's get rid of all this stuff and then start thinking now. Now, because we did say this guy, he got us going here. You were a corner piece, so you had to go. You're all good. Yeah, you have to go here. Okay, let's keep following this down the line. The 2 is done, the 3 is done, this 3 has to be done. Now I'm noticing that we don't have this 3 given yet, so that's maybe a clue as to where I messed up. So let's put you here, pop you down. Now this guy has to go in. One of those 2 has to be in, but not both of them, so this one has to be in for you. You have to go here, you have to go here. Then we can put all these guys in. Now that's working. Okay, I must have clicked on, or accidentally misclicked this one to not be in. That's what caused the problems. Good, we found our mistake. That's always fun. If you're gonna screw up, at least find out when you screwed up, right? These guys are done. Let's put all that in and put you here. Now we can say you're out, so these 2 here, that's gonna finish you and you. Okay, there we go. Much better. All right, first pack done. With only a slight error. By slight, I mean not slight. Let's go to you, and we'll just go down the line this one now, because I know this one's smaller, but I'm just going to jump into these guys. That way we don't have to keep looking around. Let's just get rid of all this stuff. Let's think about this 5 while we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we can do those. Perfect. We know one of those and one of those, so these can all get out of here. This 2 is going to break all that up. Perfect. That's a corner, so you have to be in, you have to be in. You have to. Now you do as well, and you. Good. Let's do the 1, we can just click on it, so let's do that. That's a corner. Is this 2 done? It is, which means you're out. Let's try to keep going. This 2 here is done. I was going to say let's try to keep going on this up and down here because we have some work that's been going on, so it's going to be helpful. Can we hit this 5? We can. Let's do that. All of that's out. We know one of those two will be in. All right, corner. Clean up corners. Get rid of all this stuff, and then we'll jump back into some hopefully good logic. All right, this guy can't be in because of the 4. Does that tell us a whole lot? 1, 2, no, not necessarily. Oh, well, this guy here, this guy can't be in. Again, I don't know. Oh, the 3, though. Here, I just found it. I was about to say, I don't know if that's any that's helping us, but we have a 3 right here that we can just work off of. So we're going to get onto it, which forces the 1, which is going to maybe force the 4. Yes, it actually does, because we get 1. This could be 1. Only one of those 2 could be, so these other ones have to be. That gets rid of you. And again, we know it's one of those 2. Do everything going up and down? We do, so let's finish those. So hopefully something more crosses over, like that 3. You can't be in, so one of those 2 is. This 5 is now done. You are you, you are you, you are you. Okay. What else we got here? Anything up around here we can work with. Not there, not... Oh, the 2. We can. Let's put you in. Don't think that's going to give us a whole lot more on this one, but the 1 will. Good, so now one of those 2 has to be in. Still looking at you. We can get rid of you now, so that's going to set you guys all off. Perfect. Now you and you. So 2s are done. One of those, and you. This 2 is done, so this one has to be in. So you have to be in. It's going to finish you and put you in. And where was the last bit of info? Oh, this one right here is just touching. So let's put you and you. All right. And I keep checking to make sure the this thing's laid out properly. I think I had got it all figured out now, but I noticed there was on the last puzzle page we did, there was a little bit of it cut off on the bottom, so I made those corrections. But let's look at these 8s and 7s here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we can just plop those in. Again, it's always fun when the program you're using decides it's just going to change things on its own. Then you got to scramble. I've heard other people say the same thing happens with their software, so it's not just on me. It seems to happen on occasion for others as well. All right, what do we got going on here? You have to be there, you have to be there, so you need your own. So we'll get rid of all that stuff. We can get rid of this other stuff down here. One of you will be in, so you are both out. Try not to do too much cleanup before when we still have tons of stuff we can look at. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not too helpful, but it gets rid of a little bit. We might, let's try to see if any of these other big boys are going to tell us anything. We can get rid of these guys. All right. We're going to have to do a little bit of cleanup, I think, here to get ourselves looking in the right direction. So let's do that while we have a little space here. Let's see. All of this stuff just goes away. Maybe the 6 on the bottom is going to help us out here once I clean this stuff up. Again, there's a ton of stuff here we can do. I'm just trying to get it organized for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, not on the 6. Okay. That's a corner, though. Those guys, there's something in... No, I guess there isn't. I was going to try to say if there's something in this grouping here that would break something. Actually, there is. This one can't ever be in because it would take out both of these. This guy would have to go here, and this guy would have nothing to do. So you're out, which pushes you in. Okay. That finishes our... Oh, the one's already done there, so it doesn't help us too much there. Can we finalize this 8 anyway? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we can put you in, but we don't know which way these guys are grouping at the moment. Okay. Let's try something else then. Let's see. Anything going on in here that's just a given? That'd be a good place to start. The answer is... Let me make sure these guys were removed for a proper reason. For some reason, it doesn't look like they were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't know why some of these things I guess I just go in too quickly and not really paying enough attention to what I'm doing. Okay, let's try something else then. Oh, actually, no, I knew we had 3 here. So 4, 5, 6, and 7. So these guys all had to be out. Okay, that was the reason. Good. Okay, now you go here. I doubt myself on a lot of these things because we've had some errors and it just kind of creeps into the back of your mind. You're out. You guys are all now good to go. We know that one of those will be in, one of those will be in. 2, 4. When you 2 of these have to be in, only one of those 2 could be. So it's going to be one of these 2 as well. But again, it's not quite enough. This is a 7 burger, so we can at least get rid of you. What else we got? Let's just do some scanning here. No, 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 and no on the horizontals. Let's see what our verticals do for us. Is this 6 now usable? It is, good. So we can plop these guys in and then do a reset and see what's going on. Okay, you have to go here, so you have to, this is going to set some things off a little bit at least. We know one of those 2 is in, so you're out, which means this one has to be in to finalize that, which means you have to be in, and so do you. This guy can never be in, because he would take all the options for both of these, which forces you, and you, which then forces you, and you. Okay, we can finish that 3 off, that's good. Can we finish the 5? We can, so let's do it. It's going to push you and you and you. The 2 is now done. The 3 is not quite there. What about up and down? Anything else? No, not yet. But we can actually do something with the 4, I guess. That guy has to be in, which means you have to be in. One of those 2 will be. 1, 2, 3. One of those will be. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this 4 actually we can do something with. A little bit at least. Those are always helpful. It'll be one of those 2. Okay, next in line. What's it gonna be? Well, I don't think we have any of these guys going vertically that are helping too much. Not really. We're still stuck down here because we don't know exactly how these guys are working. Okay, we can get rid of you at least, but it doesn't quite finish our 1. The 3's not done with the 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Well, I guess you have to be out, so that's something at least. 3, no. Okay. If you want to be that way, let's go to this 2. You have to be in. Okay. Still have those guys to go. What did that tell? Oh, we got some stuff up here we could have cleaned too. So you go in, which means you go in, and you, and you, and you. That forces you. You're there, you're there, you're there, so you're out, which means this is finally the last bit of 8-ness. Now it's going to tell us you're there, and you're there, but doesn't really tell us what's going on here, except for the fact that there's a 2 here, and that's a corner. Now that's a corner. All right, let's try to dig through some of these other guys now. No. We can get rid of you. Okay, one of those 2 now has to be in, so these guys we can get rid of. That should have cleaned something else up that we can work with. Question is, what was it? You have to be out. All right, where the heck did this guy go? It could be both of those. It doesn't have to be one of those. You're good. You're this 3. There we go. Just again had to scroll over to the right thing. Now we have to put this 5 in. Good. That's going to open up a bunch of stuff now as well. You have to go here. You have to go here. The 1 is done, which forces these guys. That 3 is done, which is going to force you. Now you're there, you're there, you're there, so you have to go here. The 7 has to end. 5, 3, 4 is good, which finishes this 4, which means we can jump over to here and finish that 4, which punches these 2 tickets. These guys are out and you are in. There we go. I had to do a lot of scanning on that one just to find the next step. So we'll move on to the next area, which is going to be this. This is, like I said, this was the smaller of the ones we had at the moment. So we're going to go back to a little bit of a hopefully easier ride, and then we'll come back up to the bigger stuff again. You can't be in one of those. This one is just done. That's going to start setting these off. You can't be in one of those, one of those. We know one of those is in. Okay. Where's the next bit here? Why am I not seeing it right away is the first question. Because you're there, you're there. We've removed all of this. We've got one of those 2. Well, this one can't ever be in. That's what it was. Just missing the most obvious stuff in the world. Perfect. That's how I like to roll. Let's see. One of you are there, so you have to go here. That's going to get us moving. Goodness gracious. Put all these guys in. That's going to finish you off. All right, on to the next one. I think it was a 10 by 10 or something like that. Let's see. Let's get some clearance going on here. Then we'll take a look at that 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, let's put those in and do some more clearing. This one has to be out. You have to be the one that's in. Corner. Out, out. This one's in for the 3. One of those 2 has to be that one. One of these 2, and it has to be this one. Clear all this stuff out. You have to go here. You have to get into here. You have to go. Corner. All this stuff is out. That's a corner. And we have to do this 3, so that guy has to be in, you have to be out, which forces this whole thing to collapse. There, and here. Good. Got through that one much nicer. Let's move on to the next pack. We got a 14 by 14 and a 17 by 7. We got 2 of these no-mos. We can do some of them, so we'll probably jump into those as well. Let's start here in the corner where we just know what we can do. Then maybe we'll start cleaning up and see if we can get this 5 or this 6 down here to function in some usable way. Yes, we can do the 6. So we're going to hit that. All this stuff is out. You have to be out, so that pushes you in. We probably have work here we can do. Yeah, like this one could never be in because it would remove all the options. Not necessarily a blockbuster, but it's there, so you take what you can get. All this stuff is out. Let's now take a look at this 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That just means you're out. You couldn't ever be in. I guess we'll just clean up all of this stuff instead of trying to pick and choose here. Then get back into it. I think that's pretty much it. So let's start looking at all our numbers now. None of you, none of you, not you. Not you. Not you. That's still a 6. Okay, the 2. Of course, it was the very last one I looked at. Now that 2 is done, so that's going to push you here. Now, did that clean up enough of this 5? It did. Good. Put those in. You have to go here. We'll see what that creates down here. You go away. Now, I know you are you and you, but we don't know where this guy goes yet. You're one of those 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get rid of these guys, and that's going to start things moving again a little bit. Okay. Move on to the next one if we can. 5s and 2s are done. The 3 is the next step right here. Get rid of all of this. You and you can't be in, so that forces you to be in, which then forces you. I'll get you out of here. Then all this stuff should start collapsing. It does. Plop all that in there. You can never be in. You were never in anyway. So no, not you. You and you. That 4, one of those, only one of those 2 can be in. So this one has to be for that 4. We've got to be getting these guys paired down. Oh yeah, the 4 over here, I didn't notice it till now. Goes here, so that pushes all of this. There, there, and there. That's going to finish that 4. Perfect. Now, that's a corner. We can do the 2. It's going to push you and you. Now, we can probably just put these last 2 in, which to make sure we got it right. That's there, that's there, that's there. Yes, so these 2 have to be in. All right, one more puzzle here, and then we'll try to look at some of those nomos. They're somewhat larger ones, but I think they are doable. Let's actually stop messing around over here and let's look at this 7. See if we get anything out of it. We don't, actually. We do have something we can start working with down here, though. That's going to get things moving in the right direction. It's actually going to set off quite a bit here as it all kind of funnels through. All right, corner, corner, random stuff that couldn't ever be in. See what we can pull out of there. You can never be in. You guys here, that's out. These guys are all out. Let's get rid of those while we can. Okay, that didn't clean up as much as I hoped. That one can't be in, though. What about going across here? 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can get rid of anything that moves multiples. That is helpful in some ways. Good. All of you are out of here. Let's get rid of, not you. Good to see those misclicks when they happen, so you don't have to go back and fix them later. All right, let's think about this 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we can get into this one now. We have enough cleanup going on. So let's put all this stuff in. This guy can't, not you. You can't be in because we can't remove both of those. Yeah, these 2 had to be in. Just had to verify. It's going to push you here. You guys are good. That's a corner. You're out. So we know one of those 2 and one of those 2 is going to be in to finish that 7. Where do we go from there is the question. No, not you. One of these other guys is going to give us something. I just got to look around and find it real quick. And where are you? 6. You can't be in because of the 5. 3, 4. No, not you. 3, 7, so we can get rid of doubles going down the 6 line. Actually, we can do the 6 because only one of those 2 can be in. So put these guys all in and see what that does. That somehow broke the bank. I must have misclicked again. I think I know where down here. But let's not make an assumption on something here because this guy could have always been in. Yeah, that was the... No, we said this guy couldn't... No, this guy could be in. I think I might have made a wrong... If I couldn't remember if it was this one or something over here, but that could have been in. So that's my bad. 5, 6, 7. But we can get rid of these guys still because of the 6 there. And that will push you in and both of you. Okay, so that's going to fix that problem there. Now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we still have options up here. Okay. Next on the list. 6, no. No. We can get rid of you, you, and you. Does that tell us anything more about what's going on down here? I don't think it does. The 1's not quite there yet. All right, let's find something else to work with. What's it gonna be? And it might be a negative type constraint. Or there's something I just haven't seen properly. Guess I can just go through the list here. These are all out because of the 5. Actually, we can do more with the 5. I just saw it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 2 and this one has to all be in. That'll finish the 2 as well. And this 2, which will finalize the 5. Perfect. Now let's see what that did to the board here. Put these guys in. You here. Good. This 5 is now done. We got enough of a kick there to get that to happen. We know one of those 2 will be in. We don't know which one it is just yet. Actually, we do. Well, no, we don't, because it could still be this. I thought I saw something there, but it's not quite. But we can say, we can use the 5 differently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This can't be in, which forces this to be in, which means now this has to go here. And that has to go here. And it's going to finish these guys off. This guy could never have been in anyway. So therefore, this is the final on the 2. 6, those guys are still doing their thing. Can we do this 3? We can. Good. That's going to finally give us this 1 and this 7, which means you can't ever be in, which means you now have to be, which puts you in and finishes the 1. We should be able to now figure out something over here. Or can we? The 6. There's something. Okay, what about the 4 and the 2? Yeah, the 2 is going to help us out. Okay, there it is. Put those in. Now we can finish the 5. 4 is done, so it's going to get us going on down the 7 line. You can't ever be in, so you, and you all are. You're a corner, so the 1 is done. I know we have more work over here, but we went down a lane, so we stayed on it. And now let's try to finalize this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Get rid of all this stuff, and then plop you here. You're out. You're done for, so these 2 have to finalize. Got there. All right, we're going to try one of these no-mos. We're getting close to the end here of time, so I'm going to see which one I'd prefer. Let's do the 7 by 7. We'll have that one be the one we work with. Okay, that's a 0 spot on this entire thing, so this one has to be in for you. That means this 2 has to be both of those, so these guys can go in. This 3, one of these and one of those 2. Is that working? What about this 3 instead? Yeah, we have to put you and you in. It's the only way these could work. Now that's going to tell me that these 2 have to be in to finalize that guy, which means you here, you here. Now this guy is finalized there. Okay. Because we did that one quick, I'm going to go back and do the 8 by 8 on the other one. I'm not going to do the 12 by 12. So let's try the 8 by 8 and see if we get through this one. 1, 2, 3, so that has to be in. One of these 2 and one of those 2 has to. This one can't be, so this one is. So we know one of those 2 will be the last one, and it's not this one on the 0. If you look up, you can find these things. Let's think about this 3. There's only 3 places we can ever put tents. So you go to there, there. You're going to go up, you're going to go down. You have to go there, you have to go there. So this guy here is going to just be here. That's going to tell us that this 1 has to go here. We're probably going to be able to work these guys out. Yeah, these 3 have to be in to finish the 4. We've got only 1 more to go here, and it can only go here. The 3 needs 2 more. They have to go there. Perfect. So we got through that one. I'm going to quit there because we're at the half-hour mark, and I don't want to press my luck. I could probably do the 9 by 9, but you never know. It could get stuck there for like 10 minutes, and I don't want to run this thing past that far. But anyway. Hope you all enjoyed that one. That was Today's Daily, which was, again, Tents and Trees for October 20th. That'll be that. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.